Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Bro, I want the blanket. Share the blanket.
Go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
This is a vibe. We're getting
Have
comfy.
you ever done like a podcast like this?
No. This is cozy. This is cozy. Let's talk
We
about
have the AC on. It's still cold.
let's talk about SMV and the self improvement industry.
Yeah. That's fine.
I think right now the whole of self improvement is catered to guys who do not get girls and are poor and are broke. That is it. That is it. It doesn't go past that. Everything that blows up is to solve the problem of getting money and getting girls.
Yeah.
And within getting money and getting and within that, like, also looks, obviously, like,
The main thing.
yeah, the main, like, looks is like a massive thing, right? Past that, no one cares right now. The content that I'm thinking of making goes past that, and it goes past just solving those primary needs. Because think of it, right? The reason.
Also, in order for you to make videos about like how to solve those two problems, making money and getting girls, if you're not at a point where you're already winning, it's hard to make videos like that. So, for example, 5 years from now, if I achieve all my goals, I'll be at a point where I can easily talk about how to make money or how to like get girls. But now, I feel like when we are giving advice, whilst we have just 1-2 steps, or we're just 1-2 steps ahead of the average guy, it doesn't make much sense. Now that guy can go to Andrew Tate. That guy can go to, for example, even Hamza, even like First Man, and listen to that advice because those guys are like 10 steps ahead. That's why I think what we should do
But
is like
also-
document the journey.
Also, those guys who are 10 steps ahead have forgotten what it's like to be just one step ahead. We can relate to those guys a lot more.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think for them, for people to relate to us, is to document the journey. Like that's how we do it.
What I've been thinking is that I think what's missing is that self improvement is just, it goes past just, getting looks, money, and status, and talking to women. I feel like
That's why people who are like Bray, for example, are getting the exposure right now.
yeah, that because that's the
That's the only
market.
explanation. Right?
That's the
market,
that's the market right now. I think the market will change, but it will take a long time. It won't be anytime soon. Actually, I think that's only gonna get worse.
So the question is like, what do we do now? Or do we
Do
get
I-
into the hype?
Do I fight a losing battle? Do I fight a losing
Yeah.
war?
Or do we just do the average good thing, which is like, okay, give people hope, show them your transformation,
The
and
thing
make
is,
your
I
money.
think if you make content that people, they won't know that they want it until you have it. They won't.
Yeah, that's a
If
good
you pitch the idea, they won't know they want it until you actually have the product and you show them.
Yeah.
And like, oh, actually, no, I do like that. That's why I think you have to take the risk. And also, bro, think further than just a couple years. Think about how do you want to be remembered.
That's true.
What kind of
We're
channel?
fucking 18 and 19, bro.
I know, but like, this is what I think about. I'm thinking about what kind of channel do I want to have that is there forever, for the rest of my life, for the rest,
Which
for
it will.
for a
The
hundred,
internet will
for
exist forever.
for 100, for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
What do I want there to be of me?
Yeah.
What? That's why videos such as watch this in 10 years, watch this in 20 years, watch this in 50,
Or soon.
100, 500, 1,000. They get
Watch this in 1,000 years.
they get me so excited.
Exactly.
Like, I'm like, I don't give a shit about go past the animalistic side of your brain, and there's so much to be, like,
Discovered.
there's so much to learn, and like that stuff gets me kind of, I don't know, excited, to be honest. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of direction that I want to go.
So for a long time, like if you look at my channel, you will see that I changed my content strategy like a lot. It was like, for example, general like I don't want to say this, but it was general like pussy productivity, which is giving like 5 tips to be more productive. I did that for yeah. And then it changed to like more masculinity, and then when I look back now, in 10 years from now, like I want to, let's say, make one vlog a week, and 10 years from now, you will see my life go from, I don't want to say 0 because I've never been at like too deep, but you're gonna see me go from technically a loser to a 1% man, more than a 1% man, because 1 in 100 is not much. Like go to a really high level guy, and that's the legacy I want to leave actually.
point naught one.
Like when I think about it, like I
Point naught
was,
one is one in 10,000, which is actually still not that much.
yeah, like I was in the first 600 people when it comes to like we had this huge exam at like 8th grade, and I was in the 0.06, which was a good number in the first like 600 students in a million students. Now that's why like 1% doesn't really it's like 100. Okay, that's good. Like you got that. If you had money, if you have like some status, and yeah, looks, you got that.
Well, I mean, to be honest, like, okay, look at guys who are 18. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm top one. I'm pretty confident I'm top 10.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
I'm pretty confident in saying that if you take 100 guys my age, like just random samples
Yeah.
across multiple
99 plus you.
yeah, across like multiple like because obviously some areas would be better, some areas would be worse.
Exactly.
Across like the whole country, I'm pretty confident I'd be in like top 10.
I think so too.
If we do everything, I mean, like people say, don't make life a competition, but bro,
Life is a competition. As a male,
as guy,
life's a
it
competition,
is a
and
competition.
that's not a question.
Um, should it be a competition though? Should it be? Or do you
I think so.
Do you think life would be better if it wasn't?
So the problem with that is that wouldn't be fair.
Would it be fair if it wasn't?
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, so let me explain. I want to live a 1% life. I want to live an incredible life, and that's why at 18 I'm doing stuff that other people are not willing to do. At 18, my average friend in my school, and my school is a really good school, well, one of the best in Turkey. That means that even the worst student in my school is already like top 1% when it comes to like intelligence in not the world, in Turkey basically. And the average guy plays video games all like whole summer long. That's what he does. So I'm not doing that. I'm waking up early, going to the gym, doing all those things, shooting videos, trying to build my brand. And why wouldn't I get the benefits in the future? Why wouldn't I deserve the best woman? Why wouldn't I deserve the best holidays, the best cars? Because I am putting in the work, and like a fair share to the other guys who are also putting in the work. So that's why it wouldn't be fair if it was like completely randomized and stuff.
Mm. Well, not randomized, but I think the competition mindset can breed a sense of dissatisfaction. There's always like
There's always a better guy.
there's always like bro, even Tate. There's a better guy than Tate. He just doesn't brag about it. He's something down low. It definitely is.
There's definitely, absolutely.
There's a guy who looks better than Tate, has more money than Tate, gets more women than Tate, and Tate could be jealous of that. He could be envious of that. We don't know. And everyone's looking at him like a god. It doesn't stop. That's why I think you need to be at a point where you're satisfied with.
That's a
with
good
yourself.
question, actually. So where do you feel
Otherwise-
satisfied?
Otherwise, you don't. You don't feel satisfied ever. You won't ever. That's the thing with chasing all the time. I don't think you can constantly chase quantity. I think eventually you have to be a. Look, it has to. You have to be. That's why I think creating content that you're excited about, that it's not just for other people. It's not just because
It's also for you.
it's for you. Like
Yeah.
it's something like you have a purpose that's not directly linked to your animalistic side. I think that's the thing you need. I think you need a purpose that isn't directly obviously there's always going to be crossover, but it's not directly overlapping your animalistic side. It disconnects you from that because we're more than just monkeys as well. Obviously there's still a big side of us, but it's not the only thing. So I don't really think that obviously you want to compete and get better and beat other guys. As a man, you want to be the best, right? That's kind of how we're conditioned. But at the end of the day, I also think that you need to get to a point where you're content. You're content, and that's the problem. As a man, I don't think you can be content being idle. You can't be idle either. You can't get to a high level. You can't get to 10 mil, get some nice cars, have women, and then be like, oh, I'm done, and then just stop. You can't do that either. So you have to be still working at something.
Yeah.
You can't. Like, if you just end up after that just going out with women and just spending money, and you basically have infinite money, right? It's just that's just instant gratification now.
I thought about this actually a week ago, and I couldn't solve the problem. So the conclusion that I came to was, you're 18, just work now. You'll figure this out later. Just do your best. Get into the winning position, and then you can think about all these things. But first, get into that winning position.
I don't know about that though, because there's so many people who are already in that winning position and they're not happy, they're not satisfied. Look at Joe Fraser. He's on nearly a mil and he's our age, and
Yeah.
everyone's looking at
He's
him.
21, I guess.
No, he's not, bro. He's like 19.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, he's like, bro. He's in my year group. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, fucking shit. Let me check.
Yeah, like, bro, Joe Fraser is like 19 years old or something, maybe 20. They're about to hit a mil on YouTube, doing his dream, right? Everyone, everyone, oh, he's 20. Yeah, yeah. Everyone looks at him like he's like insane
He's
because
winning.
he is winning.
He technically is winning.
He is winning, but he's not happy. He's not satisfied. He's depressed. He said he felt depressed the last 2-3 months.
How do you solve this problem?
Getting to the next stage, and saying I'll figure it out then will not figure it out. Sneeko right now is blowing up.
Yeah.
This will hit him. You can have all the women, all the drugs, you can mask it all, and this will come back, and you'll be like, something isn't right, and this will keep coming back. And what are you gonna do then? You're gonna just say, oh, let me get more successful. It'll just keep going on. Andrew Tate, I feel, is in that where he's just more, distracted in the cycle of more, and then eventually, I thought one day it'll just hit him. That's what I think. Because like me, I was chasing more, and it was like 1 week I made like £20. Like, oh, I was sick. Next week made like 40. A couple months later, made like 100. 1 week made like £500, and I'm like, to get the same dopamine hit, I had to make way more. And I'm just like, well, I can pretty confidently extrapolate that and say, okay, if I was making a K a week, 5K, 10K, 20K, 30K, 100K a week, yeah, like,
But then, when
but
you reach
no,
that
but
point,
then,
you're not.
yeah, you'd think you'd be satisfied now, but then you get there and you're like, no, it's like
That's same with my life.
it's like that's I feel that's every guy. Like they go to the gym and everyone's saying they look amazing. Like, no, I don't. They're not satisfied.
Yeah, if you ask yourself, for example, if you took your like physique right now and showed it like to yourself 2 years ago,
Oh, you'd be so happy.
you'd be like, oh, really? Like, I want to have this body. And then now I always feel like I'm small. And this guy says you're not. I always feel like I'm small.
Look at your bicep. That isn't small. That is not small. My bicep's actually small. My forearm relation is not, which is good. Well, kind of, right? But like, that's the thing. When we,
how do we solve this problem then? Or do we live this like this the whole
I think I think the start is conversations with other guys about it, and most guys, I'm not even at. They're not even at a stage to think about this shit yet. They haven't even they haven't
exactly.
I think to get to this level of this isn't even a high level of thought, but this is just past the very basic wall. This is just past the very basic wall. I feel like you do not have the mental clarity to think about this stuff when you're beating a turkey. Like
hey, turkey. What the?
I didn't even realize. Man. Yeah, like you need to have the basics in check, and then you start thinking more and opening. That's why, like, I was making videos.
Most people don't get their basics checked, though.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
They will never actually get the basics checked.
And that's a sad thing. Sad male reality.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly, I wish I could tell you the solution. I think, what I think the solution right now is have guy friends, obviously, who are like-minded. I think that helps. Women will just make this complicated. Don't involve for this particular thing. I feel they just make
Andrew Tate should come around.
That because like no, it just brings the animalistic side of you back.
Yeah,
it just brings it back. I think you need to turn it off sometimes. I don't know if that's turning off your masculinity though. I don't think it is. I think it's different. I don't think it's the exact same thing. What do you think?
I don't think it's turning off your masculinity completely. But the thing is, the moment you start talking this to a chick, that might be doing that.
Yeah, I feel like guys have a better disconnection to this stuff than women though.
Absolutely.
I feel like they have like all the great philosophers were all men. I'm sure there are some women who are, but the ones we remember are men.
I don't know any woman yet.
Yeah, I don't know a single female philosopher.
Yeah. Exactly. And the thing is, like, the moment you start talking about this to a girl, like I was telling a story to the girls that I'm seeing right now, like a week ago or something, and I was explaining a story about like this, like the YouTube channel and stuff, and I stopped and I was like, why am I explaining this to a girl? Like I don't think she's gonna understand because like, um, she goes, oh, you're so ambitious and stuff, and then you don't have to be like that, but at the same time, you are supposed to be because that's why she's kind of like going out with me nowadays.
Mm.
So definitely have guy friends who are similar to your level, maybe a little higher than you, that are pushing you to become better. For example, I have 2, 3 friends who go to the gym. One of them is like a little more skinnier than me, but he's more lean. Another guy who's like a little bulkier, and it's like they're all just getting better. And if I stop going to the gym for a month, like I stopped going to the gym for 2 weeks for holiday, and then when I came back, I felt like terrible because I was smaller. I stopped taking creatine and stuff. So definitely have friends, male friends that you talk to that are going through the similar things, not the same things maybe. They're also trying to, for example, win in the materialistic world side, but at the same time thinking about this shit too. And talk to them. I think that's gonna help.
No one talks about this shit.
That's true. No one.
Everything that's blowing up right now is promoting the animalistic side.
Someone's here. Let me check. Ah, I'm gonna hit him with the mic.
Too loud. He left the key in the door.
Bro.
Oh, bro.
Keep playing the door. With sleep and just get wrecked.
Oh, Jesus. Nice guy. Nice guy.
Nice guy.
I think.
Where to sleep, I guess.
I think the next step is to not turn the animalistic side off, but go beyond it. Go beyond it, and I think that is where you find you actually start finding your purpose. You actually start figuring out. Like the thing is, like I've spoken to girls about this, but like it never goes this deep. It never ever goes.
It never goes this deep.
The deepest it goes. The deepest it goes, I feel, is into gender dynamics, and like they get red pill. They get the guy should be dominant. They get like that. A lot of these blue head liberals are and women independence and everything is like half of it is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not obviously not all of it, right? But like a good chunk of it.
The feminist side. Pretty much all of them have the half feminist side always.
Yeah, like I can't be like feminism isn't bad, but the feminism that is
feminism promotes masculinity, man.
No, the feminism that started when
wasn't
it
bad.
Was good.
Yeah, wasn't bad.
I completely. But now feminism is like almost.
It's like a 3 thinking that she's a 10.
It's like anti-men almost.
Yeah.
It's like women run the world, but they don't, and they never will. I'm sorry, but they just won't. It just doesn't work like that, and a lot, bro. Like, am I wrong?
No.
Because even the girls who are rich as hell from doing stuff like OnlyFans.
Woman is.
It's someone it's Jeff Bezos' divorce.
Right.
Yeah, like even the girls that are killing it on OnlyFans and things like this, making tons of money. Yeah, who's running the company? It's a man.
It's a manager. The manager.
It's a man.
He literally tells which poses, when, which comments that she's gonna say. Every single one of them.
And who runs the company? The man.
The man. Yeah.
Who runs OnlyFans? A man.
Just in front of the camera.
You know what I'm saying? Like women want to think that they're running well, but men still run everything.
Women don't have the conquest mindset. I am 100% sure that most women would prefer to stay home to a guy who is winning in the world side, making, let's say, 6 figures, more than 6 figures a year, and to stay at home and look after the children. They prefer that, but they can't say that now.
And then go out with their friends sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Maybe have like a little
travel with their men.
Yeah, have a little like side thing they're doing.
Yeah, like for example, a small like Instagram page of fitness or like I don't know, cooking or something.
Exactly, like a little. Obviously, not just be sitting home doing nothing. I think women still need to have something going on as well. They can't just be. Bro, like, I don't think.
It doesn't have to be money related though.
Yeah, I don't think a woman has to be she doesn't have to just sit home with the kids either. I think she should have her own thing going on. It should, because women still need like some sort of purpose. I feel, especially if she hasn't got a kid yet.
Especially then, because when the kid comes, basically the purpose is to like bring up.
I like how we're talking about this and we're literally like 19. Let's see how this changes in 10 years. Or maybe 20, and we probably have kids by then.
Probably 18, 19. I mean,
Th-
in
th-
20 years, probably definitely.
This is the thing that I like about doing YouTube, and take away from the animalistic side. Just think about what we're actually doing right now. We're doing a video podcast. I've come to Turkey on a plane. I've gone through the sky at 400 miles an hour. I landed in here. I went in a four-wheeled car that when you push the pedal down, it goes fast as hell. And my legs work to go up the stairs to sit here and use this camera that I have no idea how it was made to post it to the internet for thousands of people to see. Like when you put it like that, the world is fucking crazy. People forget this though. People are too absorbed in the animalistic side. They forget how crazy everything is.
70% of them habits like you don't think about throughout the day.
You don't
You
think
just
of
live.
You don't actually think how crazy your life is until you. Everyone's life is crazy when you think about it like that. Even this microphone, bro. This is a Bluetooth signal.
Bro, people are gonna think we're high.
This is like, no, but like it is though. It like, bro, like look at this thing. This signal is going to the receiver through the air. How the flip does that even? And you're complaining about what? Shut up. Look at what you have. Look at how, and this is a message to myself right now, to be honest, because I don't appreciate this stuff enough.
Think sometimes.
Just sit down and think of how crazy the world is, you know, and how, like, even you watching this video, how the hell are you watching this video right now? Like, think of the mechanics to have clicked that and be here, and we've done this in the past. You're looking through a time machine. You're watching a video like this. You're literally in a time machine to August 7th, 2022.
Exactly.
Imagine you're watching this in 50 years. This is the
both dead.
Yeah, but this is the shit that gets me excited now. This is the shit that like it gets me like, yeah, I want to make videos. I don't want to work a job. I want to do this. This gets me like, yeah, this is cool as fuck.
Yeah, this is a life that I want to live.
This is cool as fuck, and I can have all of this stuff, and people can see it, and they can be like, wow, that's
interesting.
That isn't like it makes people think. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but that's the kind of content I want to do. Not just it's like talk to girls, say this, say that, be hot, blah blah blah. Some other guy can do that, bro. And just being good looking and having money.
Guy who looks good is gonna come and do that and win the game.
Exactly. You know, just being good.
We don't have that advantage.
Bro, what kind of legacy is just being hot and having money?
Not much.
Think of this, bro. That was so high pitched.
If he wrote a story from zero to hero, then it's probably.
I want you to think of the people who history is remembered. Alexander the Great was not remembered because of how hot he was. He was remembered because of what he did.
Yeah.
He conquered. Who do we remember? Think about people you remember, right? Muhammad Ali was not remembered because of how he looks. He's remembered because of what he did, right? It's this. Think about this, right? You're not remembered for how you looked or, you know, how many abs you had, right?
Yeah.
Like, think of the amount of people who have a physique similar to Ziz and are not remembered. Yes, he looks amazing. He looks amazing, right? But the message, his personality, all the little quirks
that are better than
look better than him. But like, think about what he did.
No one's gonna leave that legacy again.
Exactly. Think about what he did. Think about his charisma, how he acted, the things he said. That's what people remember. It's not how hot he was.
Yeah.
That may be a small part of it, but like no one's remembered for that.
Mm.
So why are you chasing a legacy that's all you have to offer?
True, that's a very good question, actually.
So many guys are chasing that legacy of just that's all they have to offer. Oh yeah, I was hot and I had money and I got girls.
I lived a sick life.
And I lived a sick. I'm a baller.
I'm a baller. I'm the top G.
Exactly. Like most footballers fall into that.
Yeah.
Most footballers are just nobodies who play with a ball.
Yeah.
And have money and have girls. That's it. Where does it go? Like what kind of? That's not history. You didn't do anything. You kicked a ball.
The moment you start writing a story, that's when you will be remembered.
And I'm not sitting here like on some moral high ground like I know how to do this. I'm not saying any of the people.
We're trying to figure this shit out.
I'm not saying that people who don't pursue this are any less than me, because they're not. Because I don't know the answer to this, but this is just like what I'm starting to realize, and I'm like, if I don't align myself with this level of thought through my actions, then I'm gonna be pissed off. Like going onto YouTube and watching videos that have no added value to me.
You know what's interesting is the discussion that we're having right now and what the average person thinks on a day-to-day basis is so freaking different.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
The
so
average guy
freaking
is
different.
Not thinking about this stuff at all.
They're playing League of Legends
Yeah.
on their crust computer chair.
Pretty much, that's the reality. And I don't have a solution. But if you're listening to this and you have just been like, oh shit, I never thought of that ever. Like, if you just had the thought that I never ever thought of that in my life, well, now you do. Now you have. And we haven't got it figured out. But this is the stuff
Obviously,
that
we haven't got it figured out.
This is the stuff that we try to think about and talk about. Because I think this happiness is a myth, but this gets you closer to. I think fulfillment is the right term.
Yeah.
Dying without regret, I think, is the right term.
Yeah, exactly. Do the things that you're gonna. If you don't do them, you're gonna regret them.
The only way to die without regret is to die knowing you had impact. You made a mark.
Making a mark is a big one, yeah.
Making a mark is not easy. You will probably be forgotten. We, statistically, will be forgotten.
Why do you think people don't want to be forgotten?
Death anxiety. Everything goes back to death anxiety. Everything goes back to death anxiety. That's what I'm reading this book. So many things we do goes back to death anxiety, and we take death and we shove it in the back of our minds and pretend like it doesn't happen. We pretend like, oh yeah, I've got.
We live like we're never gonna die.
We live like we're immortal. Yeah. We live like we're immortal. I made a post on Reddit, right? I said the title of the post was, "Why don't you live like you are slowly dying? Every single second."
Yeah.
The second that the moment.
And you don't know when you die, so.
Okay, I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3. From going from 1 to 3, those 2 seconds are gone the rest of my life. I am 2 seconds closer to dying. I'm another 5 seconds closer, and that's just gonna keep going. And that's, bro. It's you had your lifespan.
It's weird to think about that.
It's a ticking time bomb. It's ticking, and the first 50 years are the highest quality in terms of physical capabilities as well.
Always, yeah. And after the first 10, 15, 20 maybe, of course.
Yeah, I mean, if you take care of yourself, it will last long. You will be fine.
Then the question comes: what happens after death?
I'm not getting into that right now.
We're not getting into that right now. But I think when you think about it like this, okay, the life goes, and then what happens?
True. What does happen? And that's why I feel that you cannot be content and mindlessly scrolling and giving up that time. Life is long, but we make it short. I feel life is actually quite long, but we don't.
Yeah, the moment you start wasting that life on video games, prawn, and like social media, then that's your life short.
Rules, right? He made a TikTok, right, talking about video games and how they're not good and he quit, right? People in the comments are saying, "Oh, video games are fine. I'm allowed to enjoy myself." And I'm like, actually, that kind of is a point, but
yeah, you don't enjoy yourself every single day for 3 hours.
The thing is, the problem with that is you enjoy it right now, okay?
You regret it later.
But then there's the argument that if you die, who cares? There's always that argument. There's always the argument of just going the instant gratification route, give 0 fucks. I'm gonna die anyway. Who cares? You know what? That's like, I can't even argue against that. How do you argue against that? That's kind of valid.
Yeah, the main argument is that, oh, you do these instant gratification activities now, like you be with this girl now, but you put into work in 10 years, you'll be with this girl, who's like much better, like let's say. And
then you can just say, okay, well.
But I want to do this now.
Yeah, and you can just say, well, you're gonna die, I'm gonna die. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, the discussion done.
We're all gonna be done. We're all gonna be buried 6 feet under the ground, maybe burned to death. I don't know what's gonna happen, right? You don't know.
Probably not burned. Like we're.
That would not be a nice way to go. But what my point is that this is why I don't like the hustle mentality, because what are you working for? You also have to enjoy life. You can't. I don't feel like you should just. I don't agree with sacrificing your entire like 20s just for your
Yeah,
YouTube channel.
absolutely.
Like, obviously, sacrifice the shit that would sacrifice the things that would take value. What do I do?
30 minutes.
Done. Goes again.
Okay.
What are you saying?
That's why, for example, my if you 1 year ago, I wrote in my journal like my perfect day that I wanted to have in the future, and that perfect day was scheduled like this: I'd wake up at like 5 6 a.m. really early in the morning, and then work for like 4 or 5 hours. For example, let's say
Straight.
I mean, you would have breakfast in the between, and I mean, but just working. That 5 hours would be like the first 2 hours writing videos, like writing new Skillshare courses, or working on a course that I'm going to be creating, and then I'd have some meetings with my team, and then watch some videos that my editors edited videos of me, and then say, okay, this is good and stuff. Like work for 4 or 5 hours, and then it's going to be like 10, 11 a.m. and then go to the gym. That was my perfect day. Go to the gym 1.5 hours, just do your work, and then you're done. For the rest of the day, go travel, go meet with your friends. If you're dating a girl, just spend time with her and do that, and live your life or do whatever you want. And when I say do whatever you want, I'm not saying, for example, to go take drugs, go play video games. That's not what I'm saying. And do like activities that actually make you feel fulfilled. If you want to go and play soccer, and do these things that are gonna make you feel good. And then the next morning, do that again, and take like 1 week out of every month where you visit and other places. You go to another country. And that was like the perfect life I imagined for myself. It wasn't like working 12 hours a day when I was like 22. It's still waking up early and getting things done in the morning, because that's like how I kind of like working. And then after that, just having fun.
I still think it is like you don't have to work all day. As long as you outsource a lot of your stuff.
I mean, like, if I edit my own videos, no way I'm gonna be able to like not work 12 hours a day.
Yeah, you have to outsource, and you have to get systems in place so you can live.
4 hour work week.
Yeah,
To that point.
exactly. Like, I think it goes more than just, oh, look at me, I only work 4 hours, I make all this money. I'm like, actually, it goes more back to
Finding fulfillment in your work as well.
and actually just enjoying your life. Like, I have a very big problem with this. I find it really difficult to rest and to not work.
It feels like other people are surpassing you, and
Yeah.
that's also another problem of the competition.
Exactly.
mindset,
Like,
yeah.
you don't know how to. I had. This is one of my biggest issue. Like, I find it so hard to stop working. I find it so hard because I feel like I'm just losing. I'm just losing, losing. Like, even right now, my channel is getting 90,000 views every 48 hours
Because of one short that's blowing up.
because of one
Huge.
short. But I'm like, if you told me that last year,
Crazy.
I wouldn't care that it was a short. I'd be like, oh my god, so many views. But what I'm thinking right now is that, oh, it's a short. I need to I need to get on the video.
In a normal video.
I'm not thinking about, oh look, I'm thinking, okay, I need to get on the video. Forget that. Like, what's the point? Like, it's not about me. It's about someone. A year ago, me would be like, wow, look at all these views. Oh, that's crazy. I'm actually doing it. But you see, and then I will get it on a video, and then I'll say, oh, I need more.
I need more.
You see,
So
like,
for me,
it never stops.
Yeah. So for me, it's not actually directly about YouTube, but whenever I stop doing something related to self-improvement, for example, if my days filled with like working out, doing like journaling, meditating, and all those things, like also my work and also my like school as well. The moment I get, that's just YouTube. The moment I get out of that schedule and the moment I just technically waste time, it feels so bad, man. Like, you can't even enjoy instant gratification activities.
Yeah.
You can't even enjoy, for example, I sometimes meet with my cousins and we play like, let's say, FIFA for like 2 hours.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad.
And I can't even enjoy that
With
sometimes.
your family, I don't think it's bad.
Once a month, let's say, or
Yeah, if
once
you're
in
doing that
2-3
If
months.
that's by yourself in your room, yeah, that's different. But
That's
when
different, yeah.
When you're with your family, like, bro, I don't play any video games, but I still play occasionally with my brother on his Nintendo Switch. I play with him. I don't play by myself. I'll play with him.
Exactly.
That's fine. You know, I think people take it to the extreme. You can still, and this is
The problem with video games is basically this. People who defend video games are people who play them every single day, or let's say 4-5 times a week, and they play it for 2-3 hours. That's 15 hours right there that you have wasted. Yes, it is of course like okay if you play it like once a month with your friends. It's a game night. You stayed up late, like you played for 4 or 5 hours, but that day is something that you're gonna remember for the next month, and that's gonna make you feel more motivated so that you can do that again next month. And you're gonna do your work. You're gonna go to the gym, hit the gym, do those things, and then next month you're gonna do it again. That's good. That's not a problem. You don't have to think like, oh, 5 hours a month. That's like 12, 60 hours. That's pretty much like 3 days a year. You're wasting like 5, 6 hours on your phone every single day. You don't have to think about like 2 days out of 1 year.
Mm,
That's the main problem.
very true. And I think now that I think about it, right, a lot of this, animalistic side of money, looks, women. I think a lot of it does go back to wanting to be someone, wanting to be a somebody.
Yeah, sure.
And what does that go to? Well, wanting to be a somebody before I die.
To be remembered. Yeah.
Everything goes to death anxiety. And why does no one speak about death anxiety? Why does no one talk about it? It's in everyone's head, and it's what drives you to do so much. You don't think about, okay, when you think about making a YouTube video, you don't think about, oh, I should make this because I'm gonna die. You don't obviously have that connection, but if you run the thoughts back, it gets there. It always gets there.
If you ask like why,
If you keep asking why, it goes back to death.
Exactly.
Everything goes back to death. Everything goes back to, I am losing time, and I wanna be someone before it goes, right? Then there's a counter argument.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I'm gonna die. I'll do whatever I want. They're both valid. To me, they feel both valid. Then you bring morals into it, and then that's how you should live.
I think the argument that counters like I'm gonna do whatever I want is religion.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it says because it's not ending at the end of after
Yeah.
you die.
Yeah.
That's the main counter argument.
Yeah. It is.
But religion is like removed. Religion, morals, like those things are removed from the modern world, so you can't really talk about it.
I feel like religion is such a safe haven. Then it solves your death anxiety. It solves it. It gives you a purpose like that. It fixes all the questions.
Yeah, do good deeds, go to.
Actually, all the questions we're having, religion solves.
Like I was gonna talk about it like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, but I was like, maybe I shouldn't. But it's actually.
But it does.
Right.
Like religion solves everything we just said. Like if you were religious.
And if you believe in a religion that's like Islam, Christianity, or Judaism,
you have your purpose.
The hell or heaven.
It gives you direction. It gives you your purpose.
Exactly.
Maybe that is the purpose past your animalistic self.
Isn't that exactly why the modern world removed religion? Just like they removed the So, in the last 100 years, we've seen some things decline and some things like go up. For example, Enrique talks about this a lot. If you get religion out of a person's life, he's gonna have no purpose. And then you fill it with money, girls, cars, and shit. But it's not the same, because after he knows that if he dies, it's all gone. Like the thought that I could get hit by a car tomorrow, and everything that I worked for gets wasted like that. It's scary. And nothing happens after. It's scary. You want something to be there.
Fuck, that's hard, man. You want, literally. Isn't that how crazy you could spend, right?
Take that as tomorrow.
Bro, you could spend your entire life building something, creating something, and then you're gone. Then you're gone the next day. You get shot in the head. You get stabbed. You're done. You have a heart attack in your sleep. Unlikely, but not impossible.
Could happen.
Could happen. Could happen tonight.
We just got our key. Someone could have
Yeah.
in the night.
Yeah, someone just could come in with a machine gun, just mow us down. You never know, right? Yeah, unlikely, but doesn't mean it can't happen. It has happened to people before. So that's everything goes back to if you want your legacy. Making content gives it to you. If you go in with that intent, obviously if you're just going to get views and stuff, then it doesn't matter. But if you want to be like, but then with the legacy stuff, you'll be dead anyway. So
But
you
why do you
won't.
care then?
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, what's the point of
So
anything?
why do you want people be remembered? Like,
Exactly.
that's a good question.
Why do you want to be remembered? Because you won't even be there to
Like,
see
to
you
enjoy,
be.
like
Yeah, like bro, I forgot who it was. It was like a painter or something, and none of his work got recognized until 100 years after he died.
Hmm.
He lived a shit life, and then all his work got recognized
Now, if you could ask him
100 years
now, was
later.
it worth it? Would he say yes or no?
You would say no. He had a shit life.
Then
So I
it's
some-
all.
sometimes I'm like, why am I even doing this?
I don't get that too often, actually.
You don't or you do.
No, I don't get that too often.
You don't get too often. Like not just the YouTube side, and just things in general. Like, why do I? And then it kind of then you know what? Like I've been having more of the mentality that you know what? Like, yes, I want to be successful and have all these things, but I also want to have experiences. I also want to have.
Exactly.
I also
Absolutely.
want to. I also want to have a life that was cool, and while I'm alive, I can at least say to myself, "Yeah, I did a bunch of cool shit."
Yeah, that's why you're here in Istanbul, traveling and doing this instead
Yeah.
of being in London and shooting more videos.
Exactly. Like I didn't have to come to Istanbul. I could have stayed with my family.
Yeah.
You know, but I was like, fuck
Let's do
it.
it.
I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm very stingy with my money. I need to stop being stingy. Like I just gotta be able to spend more. Because now that I think about it, I'm like, what am I even saving for? I'm just gonna keep saving and I'm gonna die with all this money in my hands.
And you can use the money now while you're young. And
Yeah.
you can travel now. You have energy.
Yeah, I do. I'm not saying to burn all my cash, but
Exactly. Not the extremes. Like, you got the point.
with money, like just a little bit of money now can give such a good experience.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? This one girl that I saw, she had a good mentality about this. She was like, one thing she said to me was that money comes and goes, but time and experience never does.
Yeah.
It only happens once. And I'm like,
You gotta find the balance between
like the money,
not giving it instant gratification,
yeah,
but
yeah.
actually making the money and having cool like.
It's you have to find the middle ground between that because yeah, the money will come back. The time, the potential experience, it will not. Like imagine I said, "Oh, I'm not going to Istanbul. I have to pay £100 on the flight." I will get that back in a week, less than that.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Like what? Why? Who cares? Who cares? Honestly, 4 hours I'll get it back. Like of tutoring. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know why I have this such stingy mindset. I'm starting to get out of it because the money comes, the money goes. I know money. I know more money will come in the future. Why do I care so much right now? Why do people care so much about having money? Like, I get it. It helps with a lot.
Most people have like stable jobs, so they don't have other like money coming in. Every
Most
single month, it's like stable.
a lot of the money people want those because it helps attracting girls.
For men, yeah,
The life setup.
like that,
Yeah.
and for women to get more validation, basically.
Yeah. To feel like a bad bitch, like a boss.
The term "bad bitch," man.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started.
Don't even get me
Don't get
started.
me started. But yeah, man. Oh shit. What I've realized is that everything, so much of everything, goes back to death anxiety, and you question why you're doing everything, and then religion solves everything. You're like, maybe that's not a bad idea. It's making me reconsider my religion a lot more actually. Like, because I'm not that religious to Islam right now. I'm Muslim, but I'm not that religious.
Similar.
I don't drink or do drugs, but I don't do that because it's haram. I just don't do
It's
it.
also against like self-improvement as well. Like,
It's just better.
I know friends who get like drunk once a week.
I
And
just,
it's like the next day you don't do shit. Like,
I
you're
just
not-
don't like feeling like shit. I just like feeling mobile and like I can do stuff. Also
I
treat
don't like having that fog in my head.
exactly, and I also enjoy I also enjoy eating clean and taking care of my body because I
That
know
feels better.
it feels better, and I will enjoy. I will have more time to do the things I want to do.
Yeah.
If you indulge in activities that shorten your lifespan, go ahead. But if you want to be someone who creates something, you need as much time as possible, and you need to have the actions that align to give you that. Like, for example, not eating shit food.
Yeah, for example, the first day that Hassan was here, we ate a good Turkish breakfast, a large one, and then we went there, and I said like, let's have a dessert, and and Hassan told me like, I eat like dessert like a few times a year,
Yeah, pretty much.
and I do more than that definitely, like once a week or something.
And it's not because I need to be shredded. I need to be like I just feel worse, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
after you eat a big dessert, you feel bad. The sugar levels are insulin levels are high as
you know what I'm saying? Like eating clean, like you don't really eat much salad. I feel so alive. I feel so
when you eat a tuna fish salad.
not tuna fish, but like when I have some greens in my body, I don't know why. I just feel better. You know, I just feel like I don't know why I feel better.
I feel better when I eat a steak. I feel more like animalistic and shit.
Yeah.
It's like I started doing that because like instead of buying takeout from like Burger King or something, I started like just buying like a lot of like steak and putting that into the fridge. And whenever I need to eat something, and also like if you eat like a steak that's like 300 grams, it's like you get like 60 grams of protein like this, and it's really easy to eat. So that's what I started to do. I buy like a lot of like steaks, and then it's like cooking is like 5 minutes because you just put it on a pan, just make the crust and stuff, and that makes me feel more alive. And next to it, I eat like greens. It's like the meal that you're supposed to eat, actually.
I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah.
How should we wrap
It's
this
actually
up?
pretty good.
How should we wrap this up? What's the takeaway for this?
I think more and live more intentionally.
Yeah, that's good. Think more, live more intentionally. Don't be a mindless zombie. You are a mindless zombie, bro. You are a mindless zombie.
Yeah.
There is a very good chance that you're a mindless zombie. You probably pull out your phone at least 30 times a day without even thinking about pulling it out. And I'm guilty of this as well.
Absolutely.
But the first step is recognizing that you're a mindless. I'm still a mindless zombie. I know I am. But so are you. So are you. Fight it. Don't just sit there and be not even conscious that you do that. At least have the reflection that, oh yeah, I do that. Maybe I should do something about that.
These candid chats, discussions are awesome.
Pleasure, bro.
Absolutely, man. Boom. We're gonna make one more explaining the whole like trip.
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah.
In the end, yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
On my in my studio.
I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh my gosh.